Trina Gulliver, 10-time world champion, back here at the Modus Super Series. Talk us through your form at the moment, though, because on the Women's Series, we've seen you reach 2 semi-finals this year. Happy with where your game is?
I have been on the Women's Series. You know, I've been quite happy with how I'm getting along with that. However, yesterday wasn't a good day for me, but I'm a bit inconsistent at the moment, and I need to sharpen up on doubles, and hitting a big number at the moment, that seems to be a problem. So.
And when we look at the Women's Series at the moment, of course, many people are talking about the likes of Bo Greaves, but Eleanor Cairns coming through, Aurora Focasato, so many young and exciting players coming through. When you see them and what they're doing, does that inspire you and maybe help you to want to elevate your level once again?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like you say, there's so much talent there, and they're coming through, and it's hard to keep up with them at the moment, you know, especially with Bo. Bo's just winning everything at the minute. And but yes, it's kind of like I'm taking things steady into it, and you know, who knows, I might hit my form back in the day kind of thing again, but we shall see.
And earlier this year, of course, that incredible moment where you were reunited with your World Championship trophy. When you reflect on that now, how special a moment was that for you?
That was just unbelievable. I mean, I really couldn't believe the generosity of somebody to do that for you. I don't even know the guy, you know, and that's just so generous and so very special.
And a timely reminder as well for people when they're talking about Fallon Sherrock, Lisa Ashton, Bo Greaves, what you've done for this game. And I think it was so special for that purpose as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like you say, 10 times world champion, and, you know, been recognised for that, for my achievements in darts and the charity work that I've done by getting an MBE from the Queen, God bless her soul, which was actually presented to me by Prince Charles then, so that's back in 2013. But yes, it's it's a different generation, and that, you know, they've got to bring it all through now, you know, and I'm happy to sit on the sidelines for the time being and them have all the pressure for now, you know, because it does get to you.
And where is that trophy?
That trophy is proudly placed on my my sideboard at home.
And we mentioned it before we started this interview. Of course, you narrowly missed out on making it to the inaugural match play last year. How much are your sights set on getting to that Winter Garden stage?
Yeah, I'd love to. You know, I'd love to get there. I don't think I'll make it this time, but yeah, it's obviously a big achievement to do, and it's great to PDC recognising that the ladies and giving the ladies that platform to play and you know, and have the media attention that we deserve.
And everything that you do on the oche is inspirational, but I think the things that you talk about off the oche and away from darts is equally so. You have been through so much in your life, well documented. When you look back now at your depths of depression and everything that you've been through, how do you reflect on that time?
It's looking back, I mean, it's, you know, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and you know, it's 3.5 years now since I've had a drink, and, you know, I'm very proud of that. But looking back now, it's you don't realise you're in that situation then when you're in it. And looking back now, once I'm out of it, it's hard to understand why you didn't see it, if you see what I mean, and see it yourself. Everybody else saw it, you know. It's purely denial.
And we see you as Trina Gulliver, the 10-time world champion, someone who has done so much for women's darts. But during that time, I guess you probably lost yourself. You didn't realise who you were anymore.
No, I did. I'd completely lost myself. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't, you know, I had no direction in my life. I was completely lost. And I was trying to find the answers. And unfortunately, I tried to find the answers in the bottle, so to speak, and which... you know, is not the answer, of course, and but it takes a lot to realise. I had to reach rock bottom to understand, you know, and it become a life-threatening situation for me to take note and do something about it.
And what did rock bottom look like for you?
Rock bottom was me being admitted to hospital, and you know, I was a month in hospital. I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost my family. but my brothers and sisters were very strong for me, and they were absolutely brilliant. And so I was lucky in that sense. You know, they stood by me, but yeah, I was lowest of the low sort of kind of thing. So and lucky to survive. So, but to come back out of that and look back now and reflect on that, and I just think I have come a long way, you know, and I am proud of it. And but there's so much more that you feel like you've missed out on as well, because everything revolves around that. And obviously with alcohol, depression makes it even worse. Alcohol makes depression even worse. So yeah, it's a whole new world to me now, to a certain extent.
And it gives you a different perspective, doesn't it? Because I spent quite a lot of time in a psychiatric unit myself, and I remember nurses saying to me that you'll reach a point where you'll realise how much of your life has now passed you by, and you think that is totally the wrong thing to say to someone, for starters, but you do reach that point where you realise that this illness has consumed me for so long that I now have a different perspective and a different joy from things, and maybe respect myself in a different way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Yeah, at the time, like you say, is it the right thing to say? But then you look back again, and yeah, they're absolutely right, and it just gives you, it's controlling. You know, it's such a controlling addiction, and it controls everything, every part of your life. And once that's gone, and once that's out of your head, and you know, it's tough, but your life begins again.
Do you see it as a bit of a duty, because of who you are and what you've achieved, to now talk about this and to maybe be a bit of an ambassador to others who may be struggling, just to say, look, we've been to the lowest of the low and we can still live a life afterwards. We may feel at the time that we're worthless and we don't deserve the help that we do, because these illnesses manipulate you to the point, of course, where you don't believe that you're worthy of the help. But do you feel now it's a bit of a duty for you that you help people and talk out about things like this?
I don't feel like it's a duty. I'm happy to do it. You know, it's being in that position. I mean, I still have counselling, and you know, and it helps me, the fact that the counsellor that I'm using is an ex-alcoholic himself, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about from every aspect. And you know, sometimes you have a counsellor and you're not sure whether you know what they're talking about, but you know, obviously they do. But yeah, it's I still have counselling, and I'm happy to talk about it. You know, if it helps somebody else, then you know, I'm willing to give my story and say how I've achieved what I've achieved. That's not to say it's going to be the right way for everybody else, but it works for me.
Yeah, that's the important one, isn't it? It's not always a linear process, but there will be something that does help these people. But does it give you a different perspective as well when you get onto the oche, when you play darts now? Do you have a different outlook on the game to before your struggles?
I guess so. I mean, now I'm just playing to enjoy more. You know, I don't feel as much under pressure. You know, being at the top of the game can bring its pressures and expectations from people, and that can take its toll, you know. So now I'm sort of like relaxing a little bit and playing more relaxed and more within myself, kind of thing. You know, it's just, yeah, I'm enjoying it again.
Do you still have that same hunger and drive as you did back when you won that first World Championship title in 2001?
I do. I think once you're competitive, you're always competitive. But yes, I do. But you know, it's if I lose now, it's kind of like, well, it's not the end of the world. You know, I've been through way harder things than this. So a game of darts it's nice to win, but it's not the be-all and end-all.
It's not the be-all and end-all, but you do have our very own Chris Mason coming up very soon in the seniors, don't you? How much are you looking forward to that one?
I'm looking forward to beating him.
There we have it. Chris Mason, she is ready for you. Thank you very much for being so open and honest.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.